I need a new mouse. It's acting up. It sticks. I think it's because it keeps dropping on the floor.
Okay.
It's like, oh, you poor little thing. And then I go, mouse, mouse. And Ashley went, where? And it's like on my keyboard. See, it sticks. Hello, Mr. Khan. How are you? Hello, Jeannie and Brandon. Hello, Aaliyah. And remember, if you got a question, write it down right now because there's only 3 of you on there. And it's in order. Hi, Heather. Hello, Faye. Hello, Shay Shay. Okay. Ashley's adjusting the lighting. So if you see me changing colors, you'll know why.
There we go. That's better.
She really changed the lighting. Hello, Marion. Okay. So, Mr. Khan, it's nice to see you. We don't get to see you very often anymore now that you're out of province. You have, I'm finding a card I like. Hey, I haven't done this for a while. Nope. Okay, well, keep looking, Mr. Khan. I'll find you that card. Oh, for you and your wife. Okay, that's totally different. Then I'll find 2 cards. So Mr. Khan and Mastora, let's see what we have. We have the 5 of Pentacles, and keeping in mind, Pentacles are fire, but they also represent work and employment. And in this particular case, it's in contemplation. Looks like she's dug a little hole somewhere and she's getting ready to hibernate. So maybe looking after your diet. But the 5 also represents taking a chance, a challenge, moving forward, and it's thinking outside of the box. And it may be that these little shavings are about home ownership, deciding what to do and what direction you're going in. Then we have Judgment, and Judgment is about hearing or responding to the resonation of oh my God, I can't speak. A messages coming towards you. And it's about rejoicing. As you can see, he's playing the music and she's lifting her arms. So since we just had Valentine's Day, maybe it's about enjoying the season, which is Valentine's. But it could also be just about listening to the music and really responding to messages given and messages received. So be open. Wow, that took me long enough. Okay.
You good?
Yep. Next is Janine and Brandon.
Just a sec. We'll pull 2. So, Janine, I hope everyone's doing well. Queen of Swords. You know, oh, by the way, guys, I'm using the Animal Tarot. One of my favorite decks, but I love any already animal tarot totem. I really love cards that are based in animals. So you got a white wolf, and she's the Queen of Swords, and she knows something. This is a time for you to claim back your confidence. You don't need to rely on anyone else but yourself when it comes to getting things done. I believe that we all need a little help from time to time. But really, you need to remember that you are a strong, powerful woman. So even though you may feel like you have a sense of urgency to get things done, just take a breather for a few minutes. Okay? And pay attention to what's going on in the world around you. But more importantly, when I say the world around you, I mean the world that is immediately around you, not all the chaos like the nonsense about no-fault ships and all that stuff. And for you, sir, I had to stop and think, what was this? This is the Hanged Man. This has always been much like the Fool. I love the Major Arcana. And one of the reasons I love the Major Arcana is cards like the Hanged Man. Sometimes when we're staring something in the face and it feels like you've been doing this for a while, you think you know the answer, but it never hurts to take a moment, step far enough away from what you're looking at, and change the perspective. You know, I always joke that sometimes I just need to go upstairs, hang upside down in a closet, and see the world a different way, and I will feel much calmer. And in all honesty, that is the personification of this card. It says, take a moment, take pause. Before you make some decision that you are going to regret, sunshine, look at it from a different angle. Look at it from a different viewpoint. And look at it through calm eyes. So it sounds like you guys have got some decisions to make and some choices. Just remember that I'm a firm believer, not just because it's February, that things should be done in love and understanding and patience.
All right. So, Aaliyah, hi. You have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups, I love the octopus. You know, once you're stuck to it, you're stuck. But the Ace of Cups is about new starts, and it's the emotion because it's a water element, but it's also about seeing the purity of what is around you. And it's open to opportunities as they present themselves, and to realize when to grab hold on to what you really want and let the rest go to the side. Because if it's meant to be, it's going to come back around. So patience is a virtue. Okay, Heather is next. Hello, Heather.
So, Heather, for you, the Seven of Wands, and that came up as a skunk with all these handmade, hand-carved swords. And you know, the real irony is the skunk is, if you notice, the skunk hasn't got any weapons here. It hasn't got any wands, hasn't got any swords, hasn't got anything sharp, but it has a secret weapon. And for not being much of a fighter, this animal knows how to defend itself. And I'm being told that you don't have to sharpen your swords and sharpen your sticks. You have all the skills you need to gracefully defend yourself. Because, I mean, think about it. The skunk just kind of turns around, flips its tail, and the entire room clears out. Every animal within 70 miles disappears. And yet it doesn't snarl, it doesn't bite at anybody. It just, one single motion of confidence. Sometimes it doesn't even spray. It just makes the motion to spray. And that's what you've got to remember, is you don't have to be aggressive to be assertive. And that's the message I'm being told to give you today. And it's really simple. There's a difference between assertiveness and aggression.
All right.
I'm not saying that you are like a skunk and that you smell. Just getting it out there a little bit clearer.
Okay. Hello, Cousin Faye. Faye, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Mm-hmm. And the Queen of Pentacles, look at her. She looks very ladylike. I expect that there's a cup of tea on the side. And I don't know if you actually play music, because I know pentacles are about money, but the fact that she has the pentacle up to her ear, she's not looking at it, she's listening to it. So maybe there is a need to express yourself through music, whether you're listening to it, whether you're playing it. And I can't remember if your mom ever played music or not, but maybe it's a Dancing in the Rain, the Frank Sinatra song. That's what's in my head. But I also hear, strangely enough, I'm hearing Jingle Bells, and I know we're all past Christmas, but I am hearing Jingle Bells. So maybe someone's coming who's quite excited, might have promised they'd be showing up maybe for this Christmas, or maybe they talked to you at Christmas about getting together. So there is a celebration for you. But the other part is, realizing that you own that power, whatever it is you want inside your life, you can achieve it because it's just a breath away. Okay, Shay Shay's next.
Hi, Shay Shay. Shay Shay, for you, the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. If you see, like, if you really pay attention, it perfectly balances. And there is 3 on one side and 3 on the other side, and there is this ribbon, and there's bees. And the ribbon means that, and the balance of the wands talks about don't underplay the role you play in life. You might not be the person that stands on the stage and gets all the accolades, but your presence and your spirit is important. And bees help regulate the insect society. Bees actually help regulate our society. Bees seem very unassuming and of no great importance, but really think about what would happen if that bee didn't exist, because they pollinate and they help growth. And that's kind of where you're heading right now. You're kind of like, the opportunity is going to come for you to be that, not that busy bee, but that bee that can help spread a little bit of confidence to other people. So trust in yourself. Don't overplay your importance this next couple of weeks, and don't underplay your importance, okay?
All right. So Marion and Eric. So Marion, you have the Fool. And the Fool is the beginning of the deck. And what's interesting about this deck is it actually has 2 Fools in it, which threw me. So it was a really unusual deck. And with this one, this is literally taking that leap, but you're watching where you're falling. And notice that the flower is there and it's ready to catch you as you come down. And there is a flamingo leaf, which is flamingo leaf, flamingo flower. Oh my God, there is a flamingo feather on the cliff. And so to me, this means that when you're breathing in, it's keeping yourself nice and calm, like a feather floating in the breeze. Okay, bring down your blood pressure, honey. And it also, to me, like tropical, you could be going on a trip somewhere. And so pack wisely. But I also feel like someone's taking a fall around you, but I think they'll be okay. All right. And Eric, honey, you got the Hangman, which is December. And notice how he's just hanging there. He looks pretty cool. So I'm going to say, when you're playing with electricity, honey, be careful. We don't want you hanging upside down. And the Hangman means be patient. Changes are coming around you. And as they come around you, exciting things can happen. And I just thought of something that may connect you with a story to tell your mom. And it could be there's something that you're keeping close to your chest that eventually you're going to tell your mom. Oh, hope that wasn't a surprise. And I feel too that there is a new opportunity being presented to you between now and September. It's going to be up to you whether or not you choose to follow it. The other thing is, I almost get hesitation in love here, as though either you're afraid to make a commitment to someone, or you're afraid of how love's going to wound you. So I'm going to say, take a chance. If we don't open up to love, you could be single for a long time. So please open up your heart, Eric. A little heart chakra work there would do wonders. So Kathy is next.
Kathy, for you, the Hermit. Kathy, you know, this particular hermit is, I love it because it's got a light. And when I tend to think of hermits, I tend to think of the hermit as this very wise and sage person that's holding the globe. And what this means is you're holding place. And you have that ability to center yourself. So take a little time away from the hustle, the bustle, and literally remember that as a hermit, you're not hiding if you tuck away for a little while. You're rejuvenating and you're healing. And as much as you want to cast the light out into the world, sometimes we have to cast that light inward as well. Sort of a metaphysical way of taking vitamin D because you've been depriving yourself of your own light. So please take some downtime and recharge.
Okay, so Lovey is next. And Heather had asked a question whether her husband will recover fully. Mr. Khan, sorry you're missing the show, but glad to see you. Shay Shay wanted to know what her love life looks like in the coming year. You might have covered that, but I don't remember. Orville, good evening. And Shar, Tenzi. And then Kathy and Marion, thank you about the week. Okay, so Lovey Cut Ninth. You have the Four of Cups. And it's funny, I've looked at this card before and I sort of missed the hand over here offering her something. But this is in contemplation of trying to make a decision. A little melancholy at times because we're not sure we're making the right decision, but in the process of doing so, if you trust your instincts and you know you're going the right way, if it resonates, you take it, sort of idea. There is an offer coming towards you, and this could be romance for you. And it would be up to you whether or not you choose to do it. But what I really like, look at those socks. I love the stripes. And it just feels like this is more introspection or retrospection. There's something here that you really need to think hard on and listen to your heart. Whatever your heart decides tells you what to do is the way you should be going. So trust yourself, honey. Okay. We'll come back to Heather because I know you already read for her, and to Shay Sherry. So Orville is next.
Hey, Orville. Orville, this is a time for you to start looking for a little bit of balance in your life. For you, it's the Justice card. And one of the really cool things about this card, too, is you know your own truth. And you should not falter from your truth just because it's the popular thing to do, if you kind of know what I mean. So justice talks about balance. It talks about being blind because justice knows the truth. It knows its own truth. And it can judge accordingly into what it believes to be the truth, right? And for you, your truth is part of who you are. It doesn't matter how anyone else sees you. That negativity that's been around you for a while, the truth is it's good for you to stand up against that and to stand strong and proud about that, and to remember that the beauty of a warrior is like Lady Justice or Crane Justice, and a warrior knows the truth and they don't need to be angry to present the truth. So value your space, hold your space, and don't let anyone else take it away from you.
Right. Shar is next. Hello, Shar. You have, it's funny because before I pulled the card, I should tell you this. I heard, I believe in magic, or you have the magic. And then I pulled the Magician, which says just that. You have the power inside of you to make a choice inside your life to the direction you want to go in, and realize and know that sometimes you have to change directions just a little bit. It's like, as we drive down a road, we don't always hold the wheel straight. There are little imperfections in the road, so we have to turn the wheel to make the car stay within the lines. And so, Shard, this is your opportunity. If you believe in magic, this is the time for you to really apply it and to see where it's going to take you. All right, have faith, believe. All right, oops. Okay, so just a minute. My mouse likes to play games with me. Next is Sandra Murray. Hello, Sandra. And just so I can say this, Sandra, this is the deck I believe you sent me, so thank you. And Liam and Mr. Khan said thank you. Another Heather. And then Gloria and Carrie.
Okay.
Sandra Murray.
Sandra. I love this card, the King of Wands. It looks like butter couldn't melt in this little creature's mouth, right? This is actually a Tasmanian devil. And they kind of look really, really sweet from a distance. I don't know if you've ever seen one up front. And this card is saying, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, is you don't do well in competition, is what this card says. And sometimes you can be a bit of a not happy loser. But remember that just because you might have lost the odd game or lost a battle doesn't mean you're going to lose the war. You can rely on wit, of which you've got a great deal, knowledge that you are always gaining more and more on, and stay true to your path. And try, I want to say this, and I don't know why I want to say this. Don't throw things over your head. So how people used to throw the bouquet, I don't know if they do that anymore. Over their head, backwards. What?
No idea.
And I'm being told, don't throw things over your head without looking back first. So whatever that means, that was a piece of advice that was coming to you.
All right. So Liam, hi. Liam, you have the sun. And it makes me, obviously, she's in her bathing suit and her cute little red shoes on a sand dune, holding up the sun, which could be a beach ball. But what it makes me think is we can pose through life. We can show people what they want to see because, that is exactly what people are like. They want to see something in particular. They don't want to see the hurt. They don't want to see the pain. They don't want to see the disappointment. And you could do that if you want, or you could open up and show people exactly who you are. And those who really appreciate you will stay around. Those who only want to see the glamour will walk away. And then you know who really counts. So be yourself. Don't pose. Be yourself. Show people exactly your very soul. Because the more you show your soul, the more you become in touch with yourself. I'm not saying go outside, run naked because you happen to like being in the buff. I'm just saying be yourself. And that is about emotions. Okay, Heather R is next.
Heather, the first thing when I saw the Queen of Cups, and this is a female moose, and she's underwater. First, moose actually can spend a great deal of time both in water and out of water. The first thing is, did you or have you been drinking enough water? It's important for you to start drinking a little more water and taking care of your health. Actually, you all should drink more water, but it's important for you to start drinking a little more water. And with the moose, are you tapping into your inner strengths more? So it feels like you don't quite know what all your inner strengths are, and we're all subject to that inability to recognize our strengths. And now's the time for you to take a pen, take a paper, or a paper and a pen and paper, write down what you believe your strengths are, write a little message regarding your strengths, and stand proud and stand strong. You've gone past that awkward stage of being a young girl or a teenager and all these things. And you have to remind yourself that you are strong, you are confident, you are brave.
All right. So up next in this order, Gloria, Carrie, Alana, Ilya, different Carrie, Margaret. That's in order. So Gloria, you are next. And the Six of Swords, it's not the card I thought I had pulled, But the Six of Swords, swords are about communication. And you know the old story about and I just realized what this card was, the turtle in the hair, you know? And so you've got a journey to make, a decision on the path of life you choose. And you can go at it like really fast and sort of knock things off as you go and knock people over. Or you can go nice and slow and contemplate every step you take, not so slow that you're like at a turtle pace, but at least move forward and slowly each day you get up, you decide, what am I doing today? And if you find you have to detour a little because that day doesn't seem to be falling in place the way you thought it was going to do, I'm going to say detour. Make a change. Don't hesitate, because those who hesitate miss an opportunity. So it's time to make changes. All right. Carrie, who is new. Hello, Carrie.
What's Carrie's last name?
Swampy.
Hi, Carrie. Carrie, for you, the Ace of Wands, and there is a firefly in a jar. And no, this isn't talking about being trapped. This is about taking that inner light of yours and let it shine, just like that little song, you know, let it shine, let it shine. This is a time for you to believe in your gifts and believe in the things that you have received from the universe. Use them and let them shine. And I mean, really turn your light on and shine. Don't hide behind false modesty. You are amazing. You are strong, confident, beautiful. So let your light shine and let it shine on everybody. You have a healing presence, and now is the time to do it.
All right.
Hi, Baba.
Alana. Hi, Alana. You have the Nine of Cups. Nines in numerology is the end of something, but this Nine of Cups is celebration. It's about celebrating the hard work, the energy you've taken to make a plan come into place. It could be work related. It could be cups are emotions. So it could all be about home, but it's about having everything begin to line up. It's like knowing you've got the job you want, knowing you have the house you want, the family, the friends, the entrepreneurship, if that's what you have. But it's seeing things come into place and embracing them and finding the joy within. And it's not that every day of your life is going to be joyful, because come on, whose is? But the thing is to know that if you're down, to pick something that makes you happy, whether it's a funny movie or a joke or just sitting with a cat or dog, or friends or family, that is what you do. So this tells me that you're achieving your dreams. You just have to know that the dreams come at you as you put the energy into them, and realizing that every day has a bit of joy inside of it. It's what you choose to pull out of that joy that is the most important aspect of your life. Okay, so Lovey and Shay Shay both asked about whether or not they're going to have romance. Now, Lovey, I'm pretty sure I said there was a potential romance around you. So Shay Shay, yes, I'm going to agree. There will be romance, but sometimes we have to kiss a few frogs to actually find it. Okay, next is Iliad, and she wanted to know, is there a message, and how are we doing? We're doing great.
Yes, I am doing well. Thanks. Iliad, for you, the Tower. You know, the Tower is always, sometimes it tends to upset people because they misunderstand what it means. Yes, you've come through a period where it might have been a little bit rocky, and things you thought you had, you ended up not having, or they got torn down. The beauty of the Tower, and I say this every time I draw the card, is the storm might have taken away a lot of things, but it also gives you a even playing field. You can pick through the stuff that is left and go, do I want it? Do I want to keep it? Is it worth keeping? And that includes the baggage of past memories, past relationships. If the current relationship isn't working, you have to think about those things. But the Tower, basically what it talks about is you've come through a rocky period. And once we've come through the storm, There's always, at the end of the storm, time for light, time for healing, time for growth. So things are a little bit rocky right now. Hang on. You're just about at the end. And when you get to that end, don't look at it quite so disastrous. There's always better days ahead. And you have to hold to that.
All right. So another Carrie, Margaret, Dominica, Aaliyah, and Faye say thank you. Carrie, the other Carrie, we did get to you. And so Carrie B. Okay. You have the Ten of Swords. And it's a bumblebee. And the flower is just above her. And she's got all these swords around her as though they're keeping her away from what she wants to do. Sort of looks like a little despair and everything, but the truth of the matter is the flower's waiting for you. So the energy of new life and new beginnings, it is waiting for you. So look up, see what's in front of you. Push away anything that's negative and move towards the energy that brings you happiness. Because I feel that the 10 is new starts because it breaks down to a 1, so it can be new starts, new beginnings. It could be the flowers represent romance, so it could be maybe a little sad in the department of romance, but I always feel that, you know, the old expression, when we love ourselves, others love us as well. And it makes it a lot easier. And the yellow just strikes me as brightness, as happiness that comes inside of your life, so embrace it. Okay, so Margaret is next. Hi, Margaret.
Hi. Margaret, the Fool. This one is kind of cool. It's this grasshopper just leaping off into the future, leaving all its cares and woes behind, confident that it will end up where it's supposed to end up. That is the beauty of the Fool. The thing is, what the Fool talks about is the beginning of the journey. If you are doing a reading up on the major arcana, which is the first set of cards, the Fool is the beginning of a new journey, the beginning of a journey where you are starting something. Excuse me, I have hiccups. So new beginnings, new starts. Have faith. I know that you might be struggling a bit with having that blind faith, but sometimes blind faith isn't such a bad idea. You might discover that when you leap, that it's not going to be a bad fall. It might land on soft ground, and there's something exciting in the next few months coming your way. Trust it. You have a little bit of a trust issue. You know, maybe you need to practice trust with the people around you. There's all kinds of cool trust issues. A trust exercise is to help with trust issues. So look at it like that. You need to have faith, and you need to believe and trust.
All right. Dominica, you have the Knight of Swords. This is such a cute card. I mean, a parrot on a horse. And it's like being fearless and charging forward into life for what you want. Not thinking of the consequences, which may be a good thing, but it could also be about messages coming towards you, swift movement, and cutting through the communication gap. So if you're trying to get something across, it's like sitting down, maybe write it out ahead of time so you can speak your truth. But this is also about speaking your truth, but it's freedom. And I also get the impression there could be a wedding invite around you. So be open to the opportunity of going to one. You never know who you're going to meet. Faye, you're welcome. Carrie, we did get to you. And Shay, that was bang on. I am going to shop for social worker, and also my kitchen is full of pictures. Nice. Lisa, nope, Shar, we did get to yours. And Lisa, Jessica, Marion said thank you. Kathy said thank you. Orville, hi, thank. And okay, so next is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Bailey, that's enough. Lisa, the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles covers a couple of issues for you, or things to just pay attention to. Take care of your health. Take care of your health and pay attention to what your body's trying to tell you so that you can be in a good place come spring and summer when you want to be more active. The other thing it is talking about is don't compare your self-image to anybody else's image. It's not a case of paying attention to yourself. It's learning to love yourself. D'Arcy touched upon that earlier, that when you love yourself, it is far easier to bring positive energy, love, and acceptance into your life from others. So this is a period of time where it's okay if you're on your own for a little bit, because that time on your own gives you time to learn who you are. One of my favorite sayings when I was very young, and people used to come to see me for advice, even back then, I'd always say, how do you like your eggs? I happen to know D'Arcy likes eggs Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't like scrambled eggs.
No, I love scrambled eggs, but my preference is eggs Benedict.
Yeah, when I say as your favorite egg, I like eggs Benedict, but I don't like eggs Benedict because D'Arcy does. I like eggs Benedict because I tried all kinds of different eggs, and eggs Benedict is the only one I like. I don't like it because my boyfriends liked it or my ex-husbands liked it. So what I'm saying is, know how you like things in yourself, and then move outward, and you will attract the people who are attracted to your qualities, not you trying to blend into all of theirs.
Okay. Liam and Heather say thank you. That was Annalisa, right? No. Who was that? Lisa. Jessica May, you're next. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up to everyone. Jessica May. Then after Jessica May is Annalisa, then Radha, and Sharya. She'll have to watch hers later. And then Siv and Let's Glow, right? I love some of these names. Okay, Jessica May, you have the Empress. The Empress is always considered the motherhood card. And look at that. She's got 2 little chicks with her. And she's very delicate, very feminine. And I love the butterfly because it's transformation. But it's being in a position where people may come to you to ask questions. They may come to you to say, well, what do you think? Should I do it this way? And I'm a firm believer, Jessica, when people do that, you should always remind them, this may be your answer to their question, but at the end of the day, they have to make their own choice. So I feel like you're a very caring, giving person, and people will maybe sometimes take your advice to heart. But the thing is that you have such a pure soul that whatever advice you're giving, I honestly believe it does come from the heart. So just be a little protective of yourself, and remember and remind people that when they ask the question, it is your perspective. It is now their time to make their choice. Okay, Annalisa is next.
Annalisa, the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles talks about gratitude. Gratitude and thanks. Counting your blessings and giving thanks for your blessings. This is a really good time to start a gratitude journal, or just even get up every morning and think of the things you are grateful for before you start your day. It will bring, just a sec, you get down. It will bring peace and contentment, something that you've been looking for off and on. So you start, and starting a gratitude journal is really simple, or it can just be a little thing that you say when you get up in the morning. You're grateful for your bed, the roof over your head, the food you eat, or the company you have. Those are the things that we should be grateful for. And when we give thanks, you'll find that there will be a lighter step as you go out into the world. Because instead of focusing on what might not have gone your way, you are focusing on the positive energy, and what we put out there into the universe comes back to us. It's reflective. So think of your gratitude journal like sunscreen when you're going out into the world. The really good, expensive, unfortunately, sunscreen that is reflective and it reflects back the sunlight. Well, if you start practicing daily gratitude, it doesn't have to be a 20-minute litany, but just one or two things of gratitude that you speak out loud and you write down, that will reflect back out into the universe more gratitude, which will come back to you.
All right. Okay. So Raha, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, asked the question, for the best and right marriage life for me, what is the path to take? Marrying my boyfriend, arranged marriage via parents, or not marrying at all? Well, like I just finished saying to, who was it? Jessica May. I can tell you, marry your boyfriend, marry through your parents, don't marry at all. I could tell you all that. But at the end of the day, you've got to do what feels right for you. No one can tell you, well, your parents can, but no one can tell you really what to do. And the thing is that you've got to weigh every choice carefully. Are you marrying because you want to marry, or are you marrying because you're running away from something? And trust me, if you're marrying because you're running away from something, it never works out. Been there, tried it. And if you don't marry at all, are you going to be happy? So the Tower, which is what I pulled when I read your question, is about change. It's about uncertainty. It's fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen, but you really should sit down with a pen and paper and write out the pros and cons about everything and determine for yourself. Marriage for people can be very rewarding. It can be very satisfying. But is marriage of an arrangement what you're looking for? And if you can honestly say no, then you've got to trust yourself. And at the end of the day, the important part about trusting yourself and making your own decision is that the responsibility lies on you. And maybe there's no one to blame if it goes wrong except yourself. But the truth is that you've got to marry for the right reason and not because you're afraid. All right. Shiv is next. And I believe they're new because I don't recognize the name. Oh, and they want to know, will I be able to permanently settle in a foreign country right after marriage? Oh.
That I can't answer. Because if you're thinking of marrying, a lot of times, this is more from, because I have friends who did this, it doesn't always work that way. I have friends who married and they went to the country where they were going to go and join their spouse, but there's years of processing, years of paper work. So that is up in the air to government officials and lawyers, and I am not one of those people. I would say that it would take a long period of time. The card I drew for you talks about the Three of Cups, and it talks about leaning on the people that you love and love you and gathering together to show a presence of love and strength. But if you think it's going to be a smooth, easy ride, everything in me wants to tell you, no, there are legal hoops. And there's no magic wand to help you avoid those legal hoops in any country.
Yep. Okay. So next is Let's Glow Bright. I love that. Hello, you have Temperance. Look at that. Beautiful. The bending of water, of making things happen and changing the color of it. The wings expanding and lifting you high above difficulties. And Temperance is all about patience, which some of us are born with, others have to work on it. But what I like about it is there's highs and lows, which is what life is all about, highs and lows, warm and cool. And I feel like, well, first of all, I feel there's a little intuitive ability around you that
Yeah.
you should be pulling on, and that you should really celebrate life to the fullest. Enjoy every moment of it, because they pass by so fast that we can miss something. Do snapshots in your mind of the memories you want to keep and bring them forward when you feel you need to be lifted. Okay. Lovey says, ew, I paid my due on the kissing of a frog. You know what? Kissing sometimes is really good. Other times, yes, you're right. It's like having to go wash your face afterwards. Yes, let's glow bright. Yes, I do believe your spiritual art will lift you and take you to where you want to be. We have a Sarah, Saira, again, new person. She says, will I be laid off my current company in this year or either next year? It's a tough time due to recession.
Right now, I pulled out the
Wheel of Fortune.
of Fortune. And the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is things are always moving forward. I can't tell you that and again, this is one of those yes and no. I could tell you, no, you're not going to lose your job, but the economic forces could change. I would say trust your instincts. If you believe that you are of value at the work in your workplace, then keep doing what you're doing and constantly learn to improve yourself, because that's the other thing the Wheel of Fortune talks about, is always moving forward. And I'll tell you what, I remember almost losing a job once, and literally we're down to the wire, and they're saying your job is redundant. And I asked if I could argue my case, and I kept my job. I kept my job till I was ready to move on and find a place that would value my skill set better. So that is my advice to you, is move forward as if your job is still there. Always remember, what we put out into the universe comes back to us, even those negative thoughts and intentions.
Okay, we got a couple of more new people. So, Sivi, to answer your question, this is a different one. As we work our way down the list of people, we get to you. So it can take us a while to do it, because we started at 6:30. We're 47 minutes into it. We're down to you now. And even though you came at 7:04, it takes us a while to get there. So now we have a Sivi Raj, and then we have a Rinda, and then we have Elaine, another one. And Dominic says, thank you. And so here is Sivi Raja's question. When will I meet the right and best spouse for me and his son's zodiac sign, please? Okay, well, you can meet him today, you can meet him tomorrow, but I think timing is everything. Okay, fast way around that. There is a possibility his sun sign could be what's in February. Aquarius and no, Capricorn and Pisces. No.
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm trying to think out loud. I know Pisces start anytime soon now, and before Pisces is, I think it's Capricorn. No. Anyways, look it up. It's the beginning or the end of February. And I would say he has dark hair, and he's about 5'10", 6'2", maybe 175, 80 pounds. And I don't feel like you met him yet. And that I don't think you're going to meet him before June. So it's going to be anytime after June, but I don't know what time. And his eye color is slightly different. So one eye is a little darker than the other, or he wears glasses. So there's my answer to your question. And Vindra asked, what type of career or job will bring me most happiness, stability, and success? Well, that's a good one. That one's for you.
Here's my advice. First, this is the 9 of Cups. See how balanced it is? This takes work. This takes work, and this takes discipline. You have the ability to create your future. My advice right now says that you need building blocks. If you look here at the bottom, there's 4, there's 3, there's 2. Your future needs a building block. The first thing, when I was changing careers, sweetheart, I literally listed down some of the things I like to do and some of the things I thought I might be good at. Then I looked into the education of it. And it literally, a friend of mine to this day, we met. She was a manager of a tent company, an absolute stranger of mine. And I had to change careers. And I walked in and said, what do I need? What resources do I need to work in this industry? She gave me the resources. This manager, she even tested me so we could see the strong suits. So go look at some career testing. And like the 9 of Cups, you have to have that foundation. What makes me good as a finance manager is because I have that 3.5 years of foundation. And then we learn from there to achieve a sense of happiness. But remember, sweetheart, happiness and success are relative and also require that foundation, that knowing that your feet are on the ground. Granny Beardsley, she used to say, a strong building needs a firm foundation. And foundation for employment is often education. And I hear a little reluctance about that, but there's your reality.
All right. Hi, Elaine. Elaine, you have the 6 of Wands. So I love this card. She looks very noble, very British to me. And the Wands is about employment opportunities. A celebration. 6 is about family and friends. And it could be that you're going to act on a stage, because this is like she's having the roses thrown at her after she's done an opera or she's performed in a play. And to me, this has come out of your shell. Put yourself out there where you feel a little uncomfortable and watch what happens. You are going to glow like there is a sun coming out of you. And they're saying this is a card that tells me to be assured of yourself. Because when you're assured of yourself and your being and everything about it, there isn't anything you can't tackle in life. So go forward and enjoy presenting yourself in the best light forward. Margaret says, thank you. Let's Glow says, I want breakfast now. Manuela is next, then Marie, then Janet, then Jen.
Okay.
And then Cass.
Did Manuela have a question or anything?
I'm just looking. Nope. Just pull a card for me.
For you, the King of Pentacles, which is a huge buffalo. What this basically says is, wherever you are in life, use the resources that you have available to you. It feels like you're ready to make a change, to move. You know, buffalo tended to move with the seasons to where the grass is greener and things, they used to say. Check your resources. Resources are things like, what do you have in your spiritual as well as physical backpack to move forward somewhere? You know, you prepare for that. It's another one of those things like creating a foundation. But this says that even though it might not be easy, even your skills, your mental acuity, your ability, your process of thinking, all of these things are the things that are your resources to help you move forward. Friends that can help you previous teachers that can help you. I believe that you are going to move forward and you're going to travel further down the road, but it never hurts to have a little help.
All right. Annalisa, you're welcome. I'm glad it makes sense to you. Marie, you have the 10 of wands. I really can't read. And notice how heavy that burden is. See, he's climbing up getting ready to climb up that sand dune, and he's going to make it to the top. And the 10 of wands is knowing when to put down what you don't need. Let it go. If it's not enriching your life, why are you holding on to it? And that goes for a lot of things inside of life. So it's being willing to let go of what does not benefit you. Okay, keep that in mind. Janet is next.
Hi, Janet. I hope you're doing well. Janet, as much as this card looks doom and gloom, there's a couple things you need to think about this. What this is talking about is coming to an end with something. It could be coming to the end of an argument, coming to an end of a period in your life. It can even mean that I always think of the 10 of Swords as the get out of jail free card. This is where the epitome of disaster, this is everything has possibly gone wrong, almost related like to the Tower. But this means this is it. This is where things have gone as hard as they possibly can, and now there's room for improvement. You still, whether you believe it or not, have energy left, but really think about the energy you have left. Ask yourself, does what you have learned from this, what you have left, does it serve you? Because the 10 of Swords is saying, this is the end of things. This is time for you to move forward and only bring with you what serves you. Serves you financially, emotionally, spiritually.
Okay. Hi, Jen. I want to say you've got like a grandma or someone around you. Since you asked if there's any spirits, you have the 3 of Pentacles, which is celebration. Let your hair down and enjoy. It's also about teamwork, because these guys look like cheerleaders, and with cheerleaders, you have to practice to get it perfect and then to move into performance. And so they're saying whatever it is you're looking for in life, you have to practice it to make it better. And so think of a job and you just fine tune as you go. But the other thing is financially, it's putting money away. And again, you're going to talk to a financial planner because we're none of the above. And the idea is to grow your wealth. Okay, it's your responsibility to grow your wealth. Now, Radha, I realized it's still confusing whether you should marry your boyfriend, let your parents marry you off, or to not marry at all. But the truth of the matter is you've got to figure out which one you want. We can tell you, like I said earlier, but at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. Siv, the first one who asked about being laid off, she says they've already finalized the names, and she was just wondering if she was on the list, but I'm not feeling that.
No, and then, right?
Yeah. And then we have Chas Buffalo.
Okay.
Chas.
Chase, I think.
Chase. And then I think that's our last one.
Did we do Kate McDonald?
Who?
Cat McDonald.
No, I was just looked down and I was going to say, nope, Cat McDonald will be our last person.
Okay, so
you're doing Chase.
Yes. Hi, darling. For you, the 9 of Swords, I find in this animal totem that the swords always come across as a little bit dark. And what the 9 of Swords talks about is stop putting stress that you don't need on your shoulders. You know, sometimes we want to be superheroes. Whether we're men or women, we want to be superheroes. We want to prove that we are the Rock of Gibraltar. We can take the weight of the world, like that guy that sits on a statue with the weight of the world on his shoulders, and we can do it all. But the reality is you can't. And this card says stop.
Really?
Really, you can't do it all. You have to delegate, delegate, delegate. You need to delegate for both your spiritual and your emotional and physical, as well as work wise. And there is no harm in saying no occasionally. No, you've done all you can. Yes, you need to take that day off. So, delegation, you can change anything in your life, anything. So, if you have that moment that you're feeling sorry for yourself, and that's the other thing that the Nine of Swords talks about is don't have a pity. The blunt way of putting it is they say don't have a pity party. You can sit there and you can feel sorry for yourself for a little bit, but remember, you chose to take all this crap on your shoulders because you allowed people to keep putting it on your shoulders. And at some point you just go, no, this is enough. It stops here. And I can appreciate that that's hard. But if you don't do it, you're always going to feel like you can't move at the end of the day and you're exhausted. So start delegating, stop taking everything. It's okay that you can't save the world, save the industry, or save whatever it is that people seem to think you need to save. You're human.
All right. So, Siv E. Raja, to answer your question, he could be born in February. I am really bad with timing. So, the other thing is, there's 12 signs in a zodiac when we do our astrology. So, he could have more Aquarius, and thank you for looking that up, or Pisces in him. So that's a little bit of a trick, but nonetheless, I know he's born somewhere around this time in the first 3-4 months of the year. So we'll go with that. Vindra, she really wanted to know if you picked up anything she would shine at in her career. Funny, when I saw the butterfly, I saw flight attendant.
Try that.
Yeah, why not?
It's a case of going to an employment center, and you can take. I don't know where you are.
Aptitude test that tells you what kind of career to go in.
Here in Edmonton, there's all kinds of centers here. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but I know here in Edmonton, there are free resources out there where you go and you take these aptitude tests that sort of say, yeah, you know what, you'd be really good as this person or really good at that thing. And then you can find ways to get the resources to learn, or you can try a few things on.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can go online and get free tests too. I actually did a test that said I'd make a good psychic. I thought that was hilarious. Okay.
You can shadow. You can job shadow.
Kat, since you are our last person tonight, you have the Two of Swords.
Oh, do you want to just start? Can you stop for just a sec? Because I thought I was pulling for Kat.
No, I am.
Ready? But are you ready?
What? Two of Swords? Well, there you go. So, Kat, you have the Two of Swords. And obviously, this is a message for you when we sit in quiet contemplation and not look at the question, but listen with our heart, our eyes, and all the other senses applied to us, we can make the decision in a calm and rational way. So take your time and feel the question out with your eyes closed and then make your decision.
And I'm just going to add to this because I think it was important that we both chose the same, and I randomly picked it up when D'Arcy did, is grab a piece of paper like an index card or something and ask yourself the following questions. What needs to happen before you can make the decision? How does doing nothing and not making this decision serve you? And what if there's no wrong direction?
So is that what's in the book?
Yes, I had to look it up.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Without you, you realize there would be no show. We'd be talking to ourselves. I could do that anyways. But I can have a running conversation, but I so enjoy and welcome to all the new people tonight. Very grateful that you joined us. And we are every Wednesday at 6:30 PST time. Sometimes we might miss a week if one of us have something to do and we can't make it, but nonetheless, you can check in here to find us.
Yeah. And just so you know, part of the thing is when I'm looking down, it's because I'm writing and scribbling what I feel. But this one, I had to see if there was something else. Thank you guys so much for coming. It's always greatly appreciated. I don't know about D'Arcy, but in a lot of ways, it gives me a little bit of an energy boost. And I recommend everybody take some time to practice gratitude. And one of the things I'm most grateful for is to be able to share my gift with all of you. And I'm going to end, as always, with Nasalama, go in light, and blessed be.
Yeah, and like I said, thank you to all the new people for joining us, and most important, thank you to all the old friends for joining us. May love, joy, peace, happiness, and prosperity find you all in mysterious ways. Have a fantastic weekend. Blessed be, everyone.